Howdy folks, welcome to TravyJsSpace here on YouTube, and welcome to an episode of Let's Talk, where we just talk. We talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. That's all we do. We talk. No games. Nothing like that. No Sims, no Spore, no Roller Coaster Tycoon 2. No problem. Because there's no distractions. None of that either. Sometimes. Most times. I try. So anyways, yes. Welcome. In today's episode, it's going to be a channel update episode. It's about time. I was looking at the itinerary for Let's Talk episodes, and it looks like we're actually starting to get caught up. Now, that's a kind of a side note thing. When I say getting caught up, I don't think a lot of people understand this. This is kind of a concept that I go by at TravyJsSpace when it comes to recording, uploading, scheduling, and premiering. It's all very complex. For me, very simple. It's a very simple situation. It's a lot of work, but and it takes a lot of time and dedication and stuff like that. However, it's a little bit different. So to a viewer might see it one way, and I feel like I need to describe and explain how it all works. So when I was saying getting caught up with, we're getting caught up with the Let's Talk episodes, that's because I might one day film 2 or 3 Let's Talk episodes. And if they premiere, which they premiere on Mondays and Fridays, then that's, well, okay, let's say I filmed 4 Let's Talks over 2 days. That's 2 weeks worth of episodes, right? So when an episode's coming out, it doesn't mean I filmed it that day or the day before or, something like that. It's so far from that. So I don't know if a title says something specific. Like, I thought to myself, actually, this came into my mind because I noticed that the Let's Talk episode labeled Health Updates. It was recorded 2 weeks prior, and it was scheduled and uploaded to come out 2 weeks later. And then during that time period, while it's sitting there pretty waiting for its launch, I got sick. And as you all know, I was in the hospital for a week. So when it came out, I just happened to be coming out of the hospital. And that video was premiering. So I think people thought in their head, oh, health updates, and he just came out of the hospital, that was quick. I want to know what happened. And it ended up getting a lot of views, and I kind of gave my head a shake. I thought, oh no, people aren't understanding this concept, and I think they're thinking that, all this stuff is instant. I mean, hey, I kudos to the people that are instant and film every day and then post every day and don't have, scheduling and stuff like that and just instant premiere or whatever. But I can't work like that. I am no superhero in that department. So I mean, if you see something coming out, or you see an ad on TravyJsSpace on Instagram letting you know, like, tomorrow this is coming out, even with video games as well, when we play The Sims or we play Spore and stuff like that, chances are that was recorded many moons prior. So yeah, just that's just something to keep in your consciousness when you're seeing new uploads, or you see that there's a premiere happening like every day of the week. I just like to keep the content full throughout the week. And ever since I cut out weekends, it's really helped me kind of manifest and build this constructive way of getting things out, getting the content out. In a way that doesn't stress me out and doesn't overload my stuff, but it's productive and it's consistent, and that's what I strive for here at TravyJsSpace, is just consistency and a sense of flow, that there's always something that you can watch that you haven't seen before, and that every waking day there will be something new for you to watch as well. So there's always something new and exciting here at TravyJsSpace. That's kind of, so yeah, basically that's my, what's the word? That's kind of my theory and my ideology of YouTube and recording, processing, editing, uploading, and scheduling, and premiering. All that stuff, that's how I see it. So yeah, so now you know. So this video here, you know, what day is it today? I never do this, but I will do it today. Just for, you know, for instance, for example, okay, so it's December 5th. I'm telling you right now, y'all are gonna be watching this on December 15th, I think, or 16th. You see, like, that's just how it works. So now you know, and now we can carry on. So yes, channel updates for December. Now, I don't know how I feel about getting into this so far, because it's only December 5th, like I was just saying, but you guys are gonna watch this on December 15th or 16th or whatever. But there is still a lot to talk about. A lot has happened since December has started, and kind of the trail ends of November. Where to begin? So yes, I did touch on earlier that I was in the hospital. I guess just to cover that quickly, it was November 11th that I was put into the admitted to the hospital. I've been feeling sick for a few days prior. My best girlfriend, she noticed actually on the Monday, because 11th was a Friday, so she noticed on the Monday that I was just not myself, that things were not normal with me, and that I couldn't stay awake. Just little things that really kind of caught her attention and really had her concerned. And then of course, as the days went by, Tuesday felt a little worse, Wednesday a little worse, but I had a nice big thrift shop day with my mom, and we went out and we hit it all up. We were so successful, but as we were getting more successful and having more fun, I was getting more sick, and it was really within that 24 hours that I was really declining fast. But it ended well. When it comes to thrift shopping, we were, again, so very successful, me and Mom. And I got everything I needed and wanted, and so did she. And it wasn't until I got home that these symptoms were just, they blew up. I could barely move. I couldn't move really at all. There was a lot of fever, extreme fever, shakes, lots of aches and pains, extreme weakness. I really couldn't get from point A to point B. I'd have to kind of stay at point A for like 40 minutes with my eyes shut, stay completely still for some of the symptoms to die down before I could make my way to my bed and then go through all those symptoms again. But it was really, really bad. I had a rash all over my body, big red splotches everywhere. It was not good. There was a lot of things going on. And it's interesting how I can't remember the bulk of it, but yeah, it wasn't good. It really wasn't good. I tried to rough it out for Wednesday, Thursday, and I did tell my parents. My mom and dad came Thursday, I think morning or afternoon, and they were kind of taking care of me. You know, they were doing all the things parents do, and just, you know, make sure I was drinking my water, and they were patting me down, both of them, with cold cloths to just keep me cool, and they were great. And I don't know what I would have done without them, especially in that moment. But we were a good team, and I honestly, I don't think, I mean, in hindsight, I'm glad I went to the hospital, but with that kind of support, you know, I could have probably just roughed it out. I'm that kind of guy, though, you know. I'm always just like, get on with it, you know, just let it pass. I'm just gonna sit here and suffer until it's done. No one pity me. Just but then Friday rolled around, and it was kind of at its peak. So all of that thinking just went out the window, because I thought, okay, yeah, not good. because as all of you know, I'm already very sick. In the greater scheme of things, in the grander scale there, the bigger picture, I do have something that has caused a disease that is terminal. Well, in my case, anyways, a very specific case that is. But so I can get a lot of horrible flare-ups. So I don't know if it was a flare-up, but my gut wants to go there. It was just kind of a flare-up. But regardless, by Friday, I was in horrible shape. And I had a couple of new symptoms arise, so that's when I said to my daddy, I always said, okay, I think I need to go to the hospital. This is it. Like, this is it, more and more and more. I don't think we can handle this here at home. So yeah, so then November 11th, I was admitted, and I was there till November 18th, which was when I was discharged. And then yeah, the next few days afterwards, it took about 5 or 6 days to regain my strength and my energy to a certain extent, and I was right back to filming. Yay! Yep, can't keep this horsey down too long, let me tell you. No way, Jose. Don't even think about it. Ain't nothing keeping this guy down. No. Come hell or high water, I'm still gonna be filming, doing my thing. So yeah. That's how that went. So yeah, I think actually the first episode I did, you'll notice, it's the episodes where I'm wearing the red turtleneck and the gold chain. So if you want to go back and actually see where, like, at real time when I came out of the hospital, post-hospital, then look for that outfit. Because like I said, scheduling and posting, it's all very different. It's all spaced out. You don't know what day was what. That's the mystery of it all and the fun of it all here at TravyJsSpace. So yeah, red turtleneck sweater, gold chain. That was fresh out of the Let's Talk episode. My new CRT TV episode. That was me attempting to get back into it. Still feeling a little off. So you might think I'm like high or something. I wasn't. I was just really out of it and on all kinds of different meds. I think that was at the end though, where I was saying, no, I can't take these anymore. It's just making me groggy and this and that. And why am I taking it if I don't have the symptoms anymore? You know what I mean? So I think it was that day or the day after I said, no, that's it. So, but yeah, if you want to really go back and look, then there you go. So yeah, that was the hospital. I was very sickies. It wasn't pleasant, but it happens, right? We all get sick. Some of us more than others. I really don't get sick that often though, so I'm just glad and grateful that it happened early on, before the holidays, so that I can enjoy the holidays with my family. So in turn, when I look at being sick and being in the hospital, I see it as a moment of gratitude. I see it as a moment of appreciation, because nothing was going on that week. You know, nothing really happens in that time except for, you know, Remembrance Day and not Thanksgiving, that's American. But anyways, I'm just grateful that it got out of my system and that I can appreciate and really get my hands dirty and everything Christmas. This is the year that I get into it. Christmas meaning. This is the year that I really get into the festive spirit and just fill my veins with candy canes. Yes. Ho, ho, ho. Ho, ho, ho. Yep, this is the year for it. So I'm really excited, grateful, appreciative, loving my life, and grateful for it. Grateful for my life. I get to wake up every day, open my eyes and smile, and I'm knocking on wood, because you never know how many of those you get. You don't get to decide or choose, right? So I'm still knocking. So yeah, everything's good. TravyJ is good. Now there are some post symptoms that I'm feeling. I think might have just stuck around from all of that stuff. Nothing from when I was sick, which is odd. It's kind of new things. I think what I'm experiencing is, I definitely actually encourage you guys to look this up. It's very good to get educated on certain illnesses and their symptoms and stuff like that. But neuropathy, see, I need to read it again, because well, first of all, my cognitive deterioration and such. One of the symptoms of that is not being able to retain information or understand what I'm hearing. So I notice a lot when I'm watching some of my favorite documentaries. I get frustrated because I think I've seen this 100 times. Why isn't it settling? Why can't I imagine it? Why can't I see it and feel it and picture it in here? You know, I'm just watching and nothing's processing. So that's just one of the symptoms that is gradually getting worse, as well as when it comes to cognitive deterioration. That also includes things like short-term memory loss, which I also experience, motor skills and functions. So, you know, just with talking, remembering what the conversation's about, even just finding the words to say, whether that is saying them correctly or even just not even remembering what the word is and having to think about it, you know, and try to dig it out. That's a couple other symptoms that I experience on a daily. But yeah, so I'm explaining all that because when it comes to neuropathy, I'm telling all you guys to go and research so you understand. However, for me, you know, I go in and I have to research, like, I look it up like 3 times a week because I can't remember. I'm not retaining the information about what it really is. There's a kind of blurry basis of what it is in my mind, but I mean, I know I'm feeling it, so that's kind of helps too. But from my understanding, neuropathy, I hope I'm saying that correctly, is has to do with your nerves, you know, and like pain in your nerves throughout your body in certain areas and stuff like that, because it's all connected to your brain. And, you know, your brain sends electrical signals throughout your body to do things, you know. I think what happens is there's a deterioration in some of these nerve endings and stuff like that. And that's really all I can say because, yeah, my brain doesn't remember anything else. I know I laugh about it, but, you know, I'm good with it. I'm cool with it. You have to make light of life. You have to, you know, no one's too good to be made fun of. You know, we can all make fun of ourselves. We can all joke about things. You gotta make light of life, no matter how dark and scary and oh my goodness. No, you gotta laugh. You gotta laugh. You gotta be cool with it. So for me, it's just one of those things. I laugh about everything. I try to find the funny in everything, or the light in every situation, and the positive, optimistic sides of whatever's come my way, anything in life. So yes, when you see me laughing at myself, I know it's a serious situation and there's a lot going on, but this is how I cope. This is how I accept and how I get through it every single day, and how I carry on, how I keep fighting and not giving up. That's my warrior weapon. No swords, no shields, just laughter and humor and humility, and being able to laugh at myself and make jokes about myself and everything else. So, but yeah, so for me in particular, when it comes to neuropathy, and I just want to say that this health update, I wanted this to kind of be the bigger part of this episode because I think it's important to share with you guys. I'm pretty open book with you. I've had a couple past episodes or just videos in the past where I've really opened up about my health, my personal life in that jurisdiction, and where it's going, what to expect, things of that nature. And so it feels good. I'm happy we had that doors open now and we share this connection. So yeah, so for me it's never going to stop, and I just wanted to say that I wanted that to be the bigger chunk of this episode. We do have other updates to talk about. We will get there. Important and great and exciting updates, so stay tuned and bear with me, but I do feel like it's important to share these things because as time goes on and we're filming together, there may be issues or incidents with my health while I'm filming, or you may notice a deterioration in my health or certain jurisdictions, like I said, with motor skills, cognitive function, etc. So that's something that's I feel like needs to be relevant and spoken about and not shoved in the corner. You know, that's just pride. So yeah, I just feel like that needs to come out and just be seen and heard and understood and accepted, no matter how bad it gets, truly. And I know that recently, actually, during an episode of Nancy Drew, Stay Tuned for Danger, I can't remember what episode it was. I want to say maybe episode 2 or 3. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I did have a couple moments where I was experiencing the feeling of passing out. It wasn't scary. It was like a very soft, warm, comfortable, can't feel my body for a moment feeling, and I kind of dozed and came back. That happened twice in that episode, and it was pretty scary, but again, show must go on. But again, just addressing that and making it, you know, just bringing it out of the woodwork and saying, hey, listen, that happened and might happen again. I feel like that needs to happen, to be talked about. So yeah, if you go back, you'll see where I kind of had that happen twice in the same kind of 20-minute span. And it was a little scary because it's never happened before. I've never had that experience where my body, you know, and then your jaw goes loose and you can't speak, and yeah, you're slurring and stuff. It was a little scary, but thankfully I've got some pretty good, dang good guardian angels out there watching over me and said, not today, not today. He ain't going down, and the show must go on. So yeah, so when it comes, so back to the neuropathy though, I do want to just kind of conclude all this health update stuff with the neuropathy, just kind of what I'm experiencing now. And if you guys do look it up, which again I encourage, because you never know what someone else is going through, and if someone else is in the same kind of boat, then you'll be able to sit there and go, oh no, I understand, I get it, I researched, I know what that's like. Not personally, but I read it and it just sounds like, you know, this or that or whatever. It's just good to know. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is great. You know, why not pick one thing a day to go study and research, and even write down if that's what helps you. Why not? It's good. It's good for your brain. It's really good for your brain. Maybe not my brain. I won't remember any of it. I won't retain any of it, but hey, you can. Go buy a journal and write it all down and read it and understand. But for me, I notice in this arm here, I do get a lot of pains. Usually when I put my arm forward and try to like kind of stretch it, there's a lot of pain up here in my shoulder, and it travels down into my wrist here. There's pain there. It just kind of feels like when the vein's about to pop, but it feels like the pain is in your bones, but then you realize it's nerves, and yeah, it's just very confusing. It's an odd pain to describe, and for me, when I have pains or new sensations and stuff like that, I spend so long in my thoughts trying to think, no, it's not that. It's kind of like, no, not like that. I have to get it right. This one I haven't really been able to nail down, but yeah, see, if I turn my arm, it really hurts in the shoulder and it makes its way down, and then the wrist, see, and if I try to bend it a certain way, I get the pain in the base of my hand and deep in this thumb here. That's where it really feels like the vein about to burst sensation. That yeah. So it's new. It's been kind of slowly, progressively getting worse, and I'm just trying to cope with it. You know, I'm just trying to accept it. It's not painful to the degree that it's intolerable. There has been times where it's shocked me, where I'm like, oh, what the heck? But it's not life. It's not life threatening. It's not crippling to my lifestyle, or you know, to my ability to move and stuff like that. It's not bad. However, I do notice that those same pains are going down to my lower back as well. It's on and off with my lower back, but I do notice just in the past couple days, actually, excuse me, that it has started to travel down my left leg. There are some pains down in my ankle. I'm someone who loves to stretch a lot. I'm someone who loves to crack bones and stuff, and just feel the relief of like, oh, you know. So, you know, I've been doing that with my legs and noticing that there is a lot of that same pain going down my leg, my left leg. So it's really just like the left side of my body, and it's interesting. I think it makes a lot of sense, and it comes together because, and this is interesting to me, I don't know if there's a correlation or what, and that's just science. I mean, I'm not someone who's science literate, so I mean, but for some reason on my left side of my brain, or my head, is where I get a lot of, I don't get pains all the time. It's not like I'm constantly getting these pains, but every now and then I'll get like a movement up here, and it's uncomfortable, but not painful, if that makes sense. And I can feel it sometimes travel down the back of my neck, and it usually kind of puts me in a state where I just, I have to breathe out and let it happen. Then I feel the urge to stretch my neck, and but I get that. And actually, when I had those moments in the Nancy Drew episode where I was really like feeling it, it was right there that it was all manifesting. It was just like heat all in my brain and ready to go to sleep. So it's this side, which is interesting because I feel like if there is some damage here or anywhere back there or whatever, it's now spreading and going throughout and that. So yeah, pretty interesting stuff. Actually, I do get the pains in the back of my head as well. I do, every now and then I get like a pain on my scalp where I can't even really touch my scalp. It's just very sensitive. I don't know if that has something to, there's a correlation there as well, but it's very interesting, and all of it's pretty interesting actually, and just kind of living with it every day is surprising and shocking and new every day. There's always something new. So yeah, but such is my life. There's always something new getting recorded. There's always someone new. There's always, you know, so everything in life, there's always something new, and you just got to be grateful and appreciative for everything that's lovely and great and new coming into your life, and even the not so good stuff, you know. Accept it, take it on, and just carry on, get on with it. So speaking of which, we're going to end that segment of the update. I feel like I've kind of covered all my bases when it comes to my health, other than just like swollen lymph nodes all up in my neck. It's caused a lot of discomfort and with swallowing and things of that nature, and you know, even going to stretch my neck and crack it, I can't really do it much anymore, and I get like a very strong burning in my shoulder blade, more towards my spine. Other than that, nothing else symptom wise and things of that nature. So moving right along, Nancy Drew, yes, wow, hello, we finished Stay Tuned for Danger in 4 episodes. Huh? What the heck? That's just bizarre to me. That's really bizarre to me. It's a first. That's never happened. I don't know if it's because they're longer episodes, or maybe it's just known to be a game in the series that is shorter than most others. It is the second one in the series, so I mean, it really could just be the way they created it, and you know, everything else involved. It was their second go at it, you know. Of course, there's probably they're not looking for longevity in the game and stuff like that, so I think that's probably has something to do with it. But I was just very shook by episode 4, thinking as soon as we got that, okay, spoiler alert, if you don't want to hear this, skip. I don't know where to skip, where you should skip to, but I'm gonna talk about the ending of Stay Tuned for Danger right now. So anyways, yeah, when Lillian calls us at the house and says, meet me at the set, that's where I was like, is this the end? You know, like, are we done here? And then of course we had to like say who we thought it was and accuse somebody, and then that's what I was like, oh my gosh. I mean, I try to stay in the moment and enjoy and be a part of the ending, but when I know it's going down, it's like, oh my goodness, like already? Oh, like that's the two sides of my brain when it's all going down is like, oh, what do we do? Oh my God. And then there's also like, what the heck? It's done. It's done. What the heck? It just happened all so quickly. So yeah, I'm very shook by that we're all done. It was fun though. It was a lot of fun. And it's always been one of my favorites, just the soundtrack and the nostalgia of it. I mean, because it is so old, right? It's such a good feel-good mystery in the series, and they really nailed it with that one. And again, it was their second go at it, and they really just kind of got it done, you know, in a great way. Just polished perfectly. Oh, well, I shouldn't say polished. It is known to have a lot of glitches and a lot of secret little Easter eggs and whatnot that may or may not help you in the case. But yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of fun, and I really appreciate everyone helping me out and watching. You guys are awesome. Of course, I love my Clue crew. Yes, I do. I say I do, and I do. Sorry, that's my phone. But yeah, so moving forward though, that's going on silent. Mama's recording, so you need to stop. I don't know why I don't do that at the beginning of the episode. That's got to be a new prerequisite kind of thing. Prepare for this show. Yeah, so when it comes to Nancy Drew the future of Nancy Drew, I'm gonna drop a bomb here. And it's gonna be like a bomb that like explodes so far. It's like atomic, because I'm already getting all the branding and everything else ready for it, because I just want to jump into the next Nancy. I've got Nancy running in my blood right now, and it's getting cold out. It's like getting cozy season where you want to play Nancy and curl up and stuff like that. So I'm ready to prepare. I'm prepared and ready to announce to y'all what the next Nancy Drew is going to be. And actually, it's not really an announcement, because you'll already know. The announcement will already be out. There'll probably already be like an episode or two. Yeah, so what am I saying? It's not an announcement. It's not a reveal. The next Nancy Drew game is Danger on Deception Island. Oh, and you already know that because it's already premiered. I need to remember that when it comes to timelines and filming and recording, because here on December 5th, I'm ready to push it out, all the branding and all the announcement stuff. But when you watch this on December 15th, you're going to be like, yeah, we're halfway through. So, yeah, but that's exciting, though. We're going to get that one done, hopefully quickly, so that we can start yet another one, hopefully, before the new year. I do want to let you guys know, too, I'm not going to get too much into it, because I think I could save that for another episode in more detail. But I am making some changes and modifications and stuff of that nature for 2023. You know, as well as me getting right into the Christmas spirit for the first time in years, buying gifts, decorating, singing Christmas carols, watching Christmas movies, all that good stuff, eating sugar cookies and candy canes. I'm also getting into the New Year's resolution spirit as well. So for me, it's a huge balance. Just in my life period, it's a huge balance between my personal spiritual life and my TravyJsSpace life, my public life. I think there's just a kind of an unbalance right now. There has been for a while, and I find that I'm constantly so obsessed with getting into my work that I don't work on myself when I could be. And I mean, you know, you're never done working on yourself, and it's always good to maintain a good, healthy, spiritual regimen of some sort. For me anyways, a lot of meditation and reading and frequency therapy and stretching and deep breaths and all kinds of good stuff. And I used to do that daily, and it's something that's kind of fallen off track because of my work schedule. I get way too ahead of myself and just jump right into what's next on the work schedule. And then I get into these sticky notes, and that's it. You can't stop me. I'm there for 8 hours sitting here getting things done. So yeah, so for New Year's, it's about balancing out the scales again. So when it comes to TravyJsSpace, there's going to be a lot of changes. I want very desperately to try to limit usage of Instagram. That was something that just was very toxic and hard to be a part of when I had a smartphone, like months and months ago. And it was always something that's bothered me, and always something that's got on my last nerve and really put me in a bad place for years. And I always had to, the last time I got a flip phone to get away from it was 2019. So I look back to that year a lot, and I just remember how I felt, how good it was, and just living life in life's terms, no electric influence, none of that stuff going on, other people's lives, you know, and Facetune, and this isn't what I really look like, and filters and stories and all that crap. It's still there, and I mean, it has to be there because of TravyJsSpace. I'm stuck in that way, which is kind of really sad that a lot of people are stuck using social media because they have to for their business or something of that nature. But I'm kind of making understanding, I'm trying to create loopholes and a certain balance medium where I can still somewhat be a part of that and update, so we're not totally disconnected, but limiting the postings and stuff that I do share there. So, you know, every single day of the week there's postings for a new episode the following day, and then previews for that episode, and then if there's a Let's Talk, say the next day's a Friday, then there's also posting for branding and posting for that, advertising, preview, you know, and it's hard. It's hard. I don't mind it, and it feels good. It's like a satisfaction thing, like, okay, it's all up, people know. But there are a lot of times I noticed recently where I'm just very tired. My soul is tired, my body is tired. I'm going through a lot of changes and a lot of new ailments and symptoms that I'm trying to accept and learn to live with. And I guess for me, there are times where now I think, oh shoot, I forgot to post the ads. Just want to go lay in bed, you know? And it feels like such a strong obligation. So that's something I think will no longer be a kind of a part of the TravyJsSpace Instagram page coming in as of 2023. So, and I'm sorry if you guys you guys looked out for that. I know all the likes I did get for those were always usually bots, you know. Share it here, subscribe here, we want you, and yeah, so it also doesn't really feel worth it in a business sense. There's not much meaning behind it, really, or there's no long-term rewards from it, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It doesn't really provide a positive uplift or change or image or position for TravyJsSpace. It's just filler, you know. It makes the channel look good. It looks like we have a lot of stuff coming out all the time, and that's great, but I have nothing to prove anymore, you know. I really need to tune back into me and divide my day up into a situation where I am focused on me for a part of it and taking care of me, tuning myself up, my soul, my spirit, feeling good about me, and then getting into this. So even with episodes, I'm thinking that I may drop the amount of episodes that are released. I still don't know. Like, you guys, this is why I don't want to get into detail with it, because I haven't fully written it all out and made the changes and the pro and con list and everything else. So I'm really not prepared to discuss it or get into detail with it. But you will see a post, probably like 3 posts on Instagram, basically saying what it is that the changes that we're going through in 2023 and what that means and everything else. So please do give that a read. Probably by the time this video is out, it'll be up and you guys can learn more there. Nancy Drew will always be a priority. I think anytime, and I think we'll only do ads for Nancy Drew. But then again, I still don't think we're gonna go there. yeah, basically, I guess in that sense, that'll be really important for you guys to just make sure your notifications are on and your bell, your bell's on, so you know what's coming out, when it's coming out, and stuff like that. Because there'll no longer be reminders on Instagram, and for me, it's a great thing personally because it'll cut that out of my time and my daily life. And then I think that what'll happen is it'll eventually cut out my personal or my private Instagram account with all my close friends and stuff like that. I think it'll be great to get that cut out as well. So I think it'll be like a domino effect. I just have to set up how to knock over that first domino and what that will entail. So don't be shocked, 2023. Yeah, TravyJsSpace Instagram, having a snooze. Having a snooze. I think once a month I'll post like, 3 posts just to update and stuff like that, but no more updates, no more video updates, or sorry, no more video ads, previews, stuff like that. It's too much work for me, and I really want 2023 to be less about work and more about life, and I think I deserve that. So yeah, so we'll get more into that eventually, and I'll post, and yeah, you guys can learn more from the Instagram page. What else? Yeah, so Empire Earth 2. I hope you guys are loving Empire Earth 2. I know I am. So much better than Empire Earth 1. I told you guys it would be better. The AI, the teammates are so much smarter, but yet so are the opponents. So it's crazy. It's a crazy game, and yeah, I really hope you guys are enjoying that series. I feel like we're finally moving into directions where, there's less games now to play. we kind of have all the games we'll be playing. Like, they're all active right now. All the games that are active, that's it. Like, I don't think we're going to introduce any new games to TravyJsSpace. I think we've got everything we need. And yeah, and I love Empire Earth 2 being kind of like the last introduction as a new installment to the series, or to the channel. I still think of Ghostmaster that I announced in July. That was a big flop. Anytime I went to film it, it didn't film anything. Like, it filmed glitches and stuff, and that poor game never saw the light of day, but the reveal trailer is still sitting in there somewhere. Oh, that game was very complicated though too. I was having a heck of a time. So yeah, I'm glad you guys are enjoying Empire Earth 2 just as much as I am, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, and I know I tend to swear a little more in that series, so just a heads up in case you want to show maybe your siblings that may be a little younger. Yeah. Your parents will be mad at me, and it won't be good. And The Sims, Betty and Bob. Oh, save the best for last. I am very much in love with the series, and I'm so happy we're on season 2. I am just over the moon with how everything's going. I know that there was a huge gap of time in between filmings where things were just kind of stagnant for a while. I was really concerned around that time for glitches. We were having some issues with the glitches and whatnot. Everyone in the town's name was turning into Randy, and then all the pets were named Luna. So, and then I looked it up online, and it was an issue with The Sims Superstar. So it's safe to say that Betty will not be ever getting into that career again, just to play it safe, because I can't remember if my copy of The Sims Complete Collection is genuine. So I don't want to risk anything. I tried to delete all the mods just to play it safe too, but of course they're still there. Lovely. But things are progressing well, and I think after episode 30, like the last season, well, last season we stopped at 27 only because I knew I had to at least put one more episode out to say goodbye, and then jump into the new season where everything's good again and clean and fresh, and so I think we're gonna push for 30, and I'm so excited to do season 3. I know I'm getting ahead of myself, but I'm already very excited to jump into season 3 promo and stuff like that, advertising, like a promotion, the new thumbnails. Oh, I love creating that. It's fun stuff. So yeah, that is pretty much everything for me for December's update. Yeah, I don't really know what else there is going on or not going on or whatever on the channel. I think I've covered all my bases, and yeah. The biggest thing though too, I guess, is just keep an eye out for my announcement. I don't know where I wrote it down, but anyways, my announcement for 2023 and the changes that are going to take place, so that you guys are well in the know and know what's going to happen and aren't going to be shook when they do, when the changes do take. So yeah, all right, you guys, I really appreciate you guys watching, and I'm very grateful for each and every one of you that just take a slice out of your day to come be with TravyJ. I appreciate you. How very kind of you, and I'm very grateful, and the pleasure is really all mine. I love doing this. I love my job. It's really more of a passion, a career. It's a career, it's a passion, it's a job, it's me. And 12 years ago, if you said it would come to this point, I would not believe you. I'd laugh. I dream for weeks, but I would not even think I'd get to this point. So anyways, yeah, you guys have been great, and I love you all, and if I don't have a chance to say it, Merry Christmas to each and every one of you. I love you guys, and I hope you have a great time with your families and have an opportunity to spend time with loved ones and share stories and laughter and warm food and cold drinks and just merry, festive memories. I really hope you guys get all of that and more. And yeah, that's all from me. Merry Christmas. Love you guys. Wait, what am I doing? Toodles for now. Ta-ta. Ciao. Till next time. Howdy, folks. Did you like that video? Well, then why don't you go ahead and give that thumbs up a smackaroo. Don't want to miss out on the next episode? Give the subscribe button some love, and make sure to turn your notifications on. That way I can give you a bell ring, let you know dinner is served. Still need more to chew on? Take a bite of my new YouTube Instagram account at TravyJsSpace to keep up to date with the channel's inner workings and news of upcoming projects and episodes. Thanks for watching. See you next time.